Okay, but how do you actually query a book? My name is Jean. I'm an author, editor, publishing professional. I help you make your writing better. Is there like a website where you can go and find who you can query? Why, yes. Yes, there is. There is a website that you can go and you can figure out who to query. It is querytracker.net. And you can sign up for a free version of this, and it's actually pretty easy to use. So you will go, like when you first log in, the very first screen that they give you is this one. And it says search for agents, learn how, and then they will teach you how to use their website. It's actually pretty intuitive. It's pretty straightforward. You can then actually use this to track queries in a query timeline, and like there is a premium version of this that you can pay for that gives you some extra bells and whistles, but the free version actually does kind of a lot of stuff. But when you go and you actually search for these agents, you can search by genre, you can search by only agents who are open right now, you can search for agents that only use an online form because that's what you feel comfortable doing. And then when you actually search for agents, you will see this information that pop up. You can click on their name and on their agency's name. And then I always recommend going to their actual agency website, seeing the most up-to-date information as to whether or not they are actually open to queries and whether or not they are still representing or looking to represent the thing that you are writing. A thing that happens kind of a lot is people will submit something to an agent, be like, I got auto rejected, but my book is so great. But this agent doesn't represent that anymore. Or they're all full on that. Like, yeah, they represent young adult fantasy, but they've got 92 YA fantasy writers they don't need anymore. 92 would be a lot. I don't think anybody has 92 of the same exact genre, but they're all full. They don't need any more of that. They're looking really more for middle grade horror, or right, like they're looking out for something else. And so you're going to get rejected because you aren't the thing that they are looking for right now. So go to their agency website and see what it is they are actively looking for and what they want right now. But I saw on Twitter that but they may not be updating. Like they didn't go back and delete their tweets of saying what they were looking for in 2019. So go to their agency website. That's going to have the most up to date information. And you'll see all these little icons that they have on here, and that just tells you like how this agent receives queries. So they do still have people sometimes accept postal mail. Like I talked to somebody that they queried that the agent still required postal mail and wanted the manuscript typed out in courier new. That would just be the biggest red flag. I would just stop right there. I would not want to work with that person. But hey, listen, you do you. I don't know. So postal mail, email, online form, and then Query Manager. Query Manager is integrated with QueryTracker. So if you are using a QueryTracker account and they are using a Query Manager account, they are going to speak to each other and they're going to help to create data for other people to be able to see like how long does this agent take to respond to a query? What's their response rate? How many people do they request from? All of that stuff gets managed when people are using QueryTracker and Query Manager together. And then agent is currently closed to queries. That if you have been like told like, hey, I'm warm handing you off because I'm an editor at a place and I'm telling you that you should query this person specifically, that is not an unsolicited query. You are being given over as a referral. But if you are getting one of those, you probably don't need me to tell you that. But if you got a big red circle, don't query that person. Don't email the admin at their literary agency to be like, I know that they're closed, but I just really wanted to know. No, they're closed. They are not taking on new clients because they are full. They cannot handle more people on their workload and do a good job at it. So they are not taking on new clients at this time. Do not try to get around this if they are closed. Okay, so then how do you actually functionally go about querying? That is way too long for the remaining 6 minutes that I have in this video, but I do have a 3.5 hour class that you can find linked in my TikTok profile under the button that says series, or you can find it on my Patreon. It's in the collections. It's $30 for 3.5 hours worth of content that teaches you how to write a query letter, how to write a synopsis, how to polish up your 10 pages, how to navigate some of the weird querying etiquette questions that are out there, and how to handle an R&R, and how to handle and prepare for the call, how to vet literary agents, how to do your research and decide who you are going to be querying. It also includes before and afters of client letters, people who have worked with me who have gone on to be signed either with literary agents or have publishing deals with smaller presses. And I priced that at a point where it's about the price of an add-on workshop at a writing conference, but instead of getting like an hour worth of content, you're getting 3.5 hours worth of content and information. But if you don't want to pay for that, there's a ton of free resources out here. I've got a whole playlist in which I critique query letters. I've got a whole playlist in which I answer tons of questions about querying. In fact, that playlist on TikTok has got like 150 videos in it, in which I'm just answering people's questions about the querying process and what that looks like and how to navigate it. You can also find a bunch of this information for free online in other places. There are lots of other smart people who are also talking about this. Query Shark, I believe, is still up and running, even though Janet Reed has passed away. That archive remains up, and you can dig through just thousands and thousands of query letters that she has critiqued, that she has provided her expert opinion and her expert insight on. You can find podcasts, the Print Run podcast, the Shit No One Tells You About Writing podcast. They both do query critiques and first pages critiques, and they talk about the publishing industry and how to query. You can go to writing conferences. There's tons of resources out there. It's not going to all happen in this one video, though.